2, 3, play. Alright, hello, this is Scratch. I'm flying solo again. There's no Dennis here, unfortunately, so you're going to have to listen to me prattle on for the next whatever. We've got onewillfam against DHR10398, who I'll refer to as DHR, in the Jean Bureau bracket of Hidden Community Cup. Thank you, T90. We're on Evacuation, which is unfortunate because this is, I think, Dennis's favorite map of this set. I'm going to go ahead and change colors here. The left player is blue, as is tradition. And we've got a very cool set as per ELO, highest ELO achieved. DHR, I believe, is our highest at 818. Yeah, 818. And if I remember correctly, onewillfam is the hereto revealed 11-year-old playing in their first ever tournament, and that's really cool. Big props to the guts to show up on an actual tournament. So as a kid, that's really cool. If I have that wrong and I'm getting my players mixed up, just let me know in the comments. It's been a very long stressful week. I have a friend's dog visiting, so I may occasionally be co-casted by my dogs, and for that I apologize. I have a push to talk, and I will try and use it the best I can when I have the opportunity to, but dogs are dogs, and sometimes they can be loud. Got a lot of idle time for onewillfam. I wonder what we're looking for. Just trying to figure out where to send our villagers. Okay. Maybe we're not too familiar with this map, and we're not sure where to go for trees. I have not played this map, and I'm sure this is a giant mistake, but from what I've seen of this map, I don't think I would be able to resist the urge to not just send my first woodcutters to the green land immediately. I'm sure that's a mistake, and I'm sure Spirit of the Law will have a video about just the sheer quantity of idle time that you're racking up for that villager, but I don't think I could resist. I would look at this and go, nope, I'm just going to go over here. I'm lazy. I want to build my my wood camp and forget about it. Let's see, what do we got? Idle time for onewillfam's at 25 seconds, so he's already doing better than me. We've got DHR at 16 seconds, which is really good to see. Bit more of what looks to be a traditional start for DHR. I want to say 120 games played between these players, with DHR playing 164 at the time recording that note, and 44 for onewillfam. So, really cool, good board pool. Let's see. That's a lot of villagers on that board pool. Okay, a little awkward, but I don't think we took it. Oh no, we did take it. Okay. But we saved her. Okay. A little awkward with that board pool. We definitely had a lot of villagers kind of tripping over each other. That's hard to figure out. I mentioned this in a previous video. What I like to do is my 6th villager, I group them all together. It's one of the only control groups that I'm pretty religious about using every single game. I will control group those villagers together, and then I will do my board pools that way. It seems to help me, at least. Meanwhile, in Blue's base, we got a little bit of idle time. We are going forward. Where are we going? Are we looking for the mill? Is there? Oh, there's not even berries on this side of the map. I didn't notice that. Is this the evacuation? We're going the wrong way. What craziness are we doing, onewillfam? Oh, I think I know what this is. Oh my, I just noticed the civs. So I didn't mention this. We've got onewillfam in the blue as Persians and DHR in the red as Byzantines, my beloved Byzantines. And I think, unfortunately, these Byzantine players are going to get Persian douched. Grouping them up. There it is. Oh my, this is awesome. Okay, so I have actually had conversations with the father of onewillfam. And I thought that perhaps there was a goof, and I had caught the I had caught him playing the father when I encountered these Persian douche strategies, because I thought it would be ridiculous if an 11-year-old was pulling off these strategies on the ladder. Turns out it's legit. According to Dad, this player really likes really likes game theory and has the ideas of an 1100 player, but maybe could work on the execution a little bit. So really likes these kind of out there strategies. Now, I will say one thing about Persian douching is I feel like this is the inevitable result, that your opponent is just going to evacuate to the already better area. Defeated the scout. That's pretty cool. I have personally never Persian douched. I think it's happened to me like once or twice, maybe. I have really no idea how to pull it off, or if it's even really worth it. I mean, obviously it's worth it, because I know it's a node strategy. It gets wins. Now, I do have to know, One Will Fam, because I know recently, right before Hidden Cup, Hera put out a video about how to do a Persian douche. Did you watch that video and start the strategy? You can comment that if you like. Or you can keep your secrets. You know, there's something to be said about keeping your secrets. TC's down. We're now in the opponent's base. Where are we going? Going to get wood? We're going to do some Vil fighting. Byzantines on the run. TC's destroyed, so we're building a new one. Right on the wood line. I feel like this is recoverable for DHR. Now, what I want to know if somebody could block the evacuation, like if you could wall the pathways up. Now, in my note-taking concept, oh, okay, here we go. In my note-taking concept for One Will Fam as a player, I found I recorded 2 games, and in those 2 games, I found not 1, not 2, but 3 Persian douches. The opponent was able to defeat his dropped town center doing his initial Persian douche, and One Will Fam, who's apparently stubborn as a dog, decided the solution was to do another Persian douche with his remaining villagers on his opponent's face. I do not remember if that worked out or not for them, but it was hilarious to see, because I'm not very familiar with this strategy, and seeing someone do it so doggedly was really cool. I can't even really get an idea of who's winning here, because while DHR does have the higher score, they don't have a functioning TC, but then neither does One Will Fam because of the abysmal food intake. I think we're just hoping that our villagers can win the boxing match, and unfortunately, we've got militia from Red coming in to assist, so I feel like that's going to go to DHR. This is certainly a game. Now, I do like that DHR is pulling back villagers to kind of hide behind the TC and continue working as normal. That makes sense to me. They're trying to keep their economy going, even if it is with crumbs. Okay, this does look like it is all over for One Will Fam. I'm gonna pull up Discord for a second just to make sure I'm not insane and One Will Fam is in fact the 11-year-old. Hold, please. Okay, One Will Fam, what's the plan? We have 1 villager. Where is he? She. Okay, she alone will rebuild our forces. Oh my gosh, there is enough food on that rhinoceros right now to get you a villager. Amazing. Oh, okay, no, he calls it GG. Okay, I appreciate that. I was very nervous there for a second. It was an amazing effort from One Will Fam. I knew they had done this previously. It's nice to see it in the tournament. I am going to pause, and then I'm going to figure out to confirm that my information is correct. I'm glad we did get to see this. DHR, you handled this amazingly well. You transitioned your villagers off the island to where you were going to settle eventually anyway. The moment you lost your TC, you were in position to build the replacement. You dropped the barracks on the side as well to get the militia in to win the inevitable Vil fight. Really well executed, and frankly, I think better than anything you can manage. So we're going to go ahead and give DHR the red dot, and we're going to pause. All right, and we're back, and here we have game 2 on bypass. again, between DHR in the red as Incas, I did it right this time, and onewillfam in the blue as Malay. I'm not clicking that to see for sure, because she has her Malay. And yeah, so I did look at my conversations, and onewillfam is the kid in the tournament, and that's cool. And there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm a big fan of it. My kid plays this game myself, so this is making me pretty excited. Let's see, DHR's Incas. I love the Incas. You can do a lot of cool things with Incas, particularly if you have a protected wood line like this. You can do, because of their discount houses, or not discount houses, their houses are just better. They give 10 pop space instead of 5. The Incas can do a really all-in aggressive strategy that I'm very fond of, and that is building 2 archery ranges in Feudal Age. You save so much wood by not having to build houses constantly that you can build 2 archery ranges immediately in Feudal Age, and if you have the gold income and the wood income to support it, you can crank out 2 archery ranges pretty comfortably in Feudal. Now, this is not exactly a Huang level of all-in, but it is extremely expensive and can definitely take up a lot of pop space and a lot of resource intensity. I don't know how it would work on bypass, because it's kind of this weirdly closed map, but I'd try it, why not? Malay, I'm not too familiar with. I know that they're Navy and infantry, I think, so maybe we're going to continue the trend of the Jean Bureau bracket of going all in infantry all the time. We've got some more disciplined sheep slaughtering here from onewillfam, but we do need to still keep some of these villagers in check. Now, this isn't too big a deal because these guys are going to finish this sheep very soon, and then they'll move over to the other one. Hopefully, if they're shift queued. We'll check back on that in a second. Did we just... Are we... Did he just TC board kill? Okay, I need to learn how to TC board kill. I can't get outdone by an 11-year-old. That's not okay. I need to figure out how to do that. I'm in awe right now. DHR, what are you doing? We got 4 on wood. Going for a board pool. Let's see this board pool from DHR. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Mill first. Interesting. I'm not... Mill... Because we don't need a house. Okay, that makes sense. Mill before boar? Is this guy getting the board, maybe? I'm very curious what's going on here. Check scouting. Okay, we're making our way. Does anybody want a rhino? Okay. I'm gonna move the camera, and then he's gonna do it. I'm gonna be very upset. It's times like this when I'm doing a closed map that I'm very aware of Vanessa's absence. One, he prefers closed maps between the two of us. I know he's quite fond of bypass. And 2, in closed maps, there's a bit of silence, usually. Got some idle here. That's our first rhino. Where's the rhino? Are we gonna clear off the sheep and then do the rhino? I'm not opposed to that. This was rough though. This is 3 killed sheep. So all 3 of these are decaying at the same time. What is our blue scout? Got some more idle time for blue. We're both circumnavigating the opponents. We've got a scout up on the base. Or is our Eagle Scout gonna deal with that? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna try and watch both. Looks like the Eagle does win this fight. I wonder if onewillfam was just idle and not paying attention to the scout, or maybe a little overconfident there. Not sure. Oh, you know what? He was probably getting... Yeah, he was getting a second war. Okay, so he was a little distracted. That's okay. Balance is hard. It's easily the hardest aspect of this game. We have finished sheeps. We are grabbing the rhino. I don't think that is correct as the people who are way better at this game than I see it, but I don't mind it at all. I think it's fine. If that's the comfort level of your efficiency, then go for it, for sure. Let's see. And I say this because I've just recently been humbled. I finally played a game on the ladder right before casting this, and boy, did I get my butt kicked. It's all fun and games trying to go archery ranges with Koreans until 100 Roman men-at-arms are on your doorstep. Felt like I was playing a member of the Jean Bureau bracket, although they probably have picked Bulgarians if that was the case. Just kidding. You guys really like your infantry. Now, I feel like these walls are going to get a little annoying here later on. Being a little more disciplined with the sheep over here on this side. I like it. We do still have 2 dead at the same time. Again, it's hard to avoid. The easiest way is to separate your sheep and the shift queue them one at a time. Now we've got a bit of a lamb massacre. Red has clicked feudal. Blue can click feudal, but we've got some villagers in the way. Are we trying to fast castle, or did we maybe just forget to count? I'm wondering. What's our red scout doing? Okay. We have not decided to push deer. Oh, we already got gold. We're on our forward goal. That's interesting. Now, I've mentioned this in a previous video. This is very common amongst like arena players. I don't know if it's been proven as to being actually worth it or not, but I have seen this a lot where the non-defended gold will be taken first in the belief that the gold will be safer longer. There, I think, is some truth to that. I just don't know how beneficial it is. Got a little bit of idle time. Maybe we got a little mixed up in our queue, or maybe we just don't care and we're going to take our time getting to feudal age. It's hard to tell if this is a fast castle since we got that barracks coming up. This wallop is starting to is going to start being awkward. But maybe we're doing like some kind of defense grid tower defense shenanigans where we're walling out the entrance to our base. Which, if that's the case, I'm a big fan of it. I don't think it works, but it's cool. Love that game. Feudal for red. Scout on the north bank. We thinking marketplace. We're already on gold. We've got plenty of wood. It's got to be a marketplace blacksmith. No, because we're getting research. So if this is a fast castle, it's definitely a non-traditional one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is this the, is that the glitch? Did I just see the glitch happen? So, those that don't know, there's some weird glitch right now, where if you use, I'm going to describe this poorly, I apologize. If you use the drop resource button on the villagers and they're hunting, they will start hunting trees, is my understanding. I'm not sure how true that is, but that is my understanding. Now these guys are going forward to this north bank that the scout scouted earlier. Got a mill going up. Now I'm curious if DHR is going to let them default to the berries or if he's actually going to be diligent and go through the zebra, because there's a lot of zebra here. I think with this many villagers, you're definitely going to benefit from going through the hunt first. We've got a more traditional fast castle coming up for our blue player. We've very nearly got the resources for it. Did blue find all of the sheep? Don't we? I think, if I'm doing my math correctly, I think we need to build... Hey, nope, he clicked it. Okay, cool. He used the market and got up to castle. Cool. I think what we needed to do to get that a little bit more cleanly without having to use the market is we needed to pull deer, but these deer are in a very awkward position to be pulled, so I sort of understand it. Well done, onewillfam. I do not think that with the access to hunt... Okay. Now DHR, this is good, but we kind of, like, this is kind of splitting the middleman. Just get these guys over here on deer. Zebra, whatever it is. And I think if you want maximum efficiency, you want to have one deer per 4 villagers at a time, I think is the idea. We're transitioning more to gold, it looks like. Scout's staying active, I like that a lot. Double barracks from our red player with Incas, so he's thinking eagles. Eagles are a very interesting unit on here just because of the palisade walls. A good host of eagles can burn through that. And we're getting battle elephants because onewillfam has decided that he's going to make Dennis regret not being here for this game. I am all in on this. I'm so excited. We're walling up. Is this a stone wall or a palisade wall? Okay. Stone walls, I think, in this position would be better, but we haven't gone to stone yet, so I get it. Now, building one elephant is... Tab real quick and go over to actual AoE 2 so I can figure out how much a war elephant costs. Oh god, my computer's freaking out. Let's see, battle elephant. 77 food and 49. So we definitely can build more than one. Okay, there we go. We did eventually get to more. This wall up is interesting. I do think stone would be better, but I do like the wall up. It'll give you a little bit of time on the... Sorry, the dog is attempting to get under my desk. Come on, buddy. Thank you. Okay. Sorry about that. I think stone would be better, but you're not on stone yet. So this is fine. It'll give our villagers more time. But again, I think we'd be better off maybe even building a second mill and just really just getting all of these deer as quickly as possible. Maybe this is to corral the deer in so they don't run too far away, which I like that. Scout is staying active. It does seem like they're just doing loop. I love this outpost from DHR. This is very cool to see. I'm curious if we're going to see a follow-up with this villager. Maybe transitioning these guys from this hunt over here to this hunt over here, or sending more villagers forward to do that. I think if that were the case, maybe not building as many farms would be the idea, but that's a lot of idle time with the concept that I just described, so maybe not. But DHR is pissing off all of the wildlife in this map one at a time. Or maybe this is just a family of lion fighters. Okay, we're pulling our wood villagers off to build a TC on the stone. Okay. I'm not entirely sure I would perform DHR's plan here, but DHR clearly has a plan. This is, I don't think, enough farms to deal with this massive army of battle elephants that's brewing, but I think we're on the right track. We've stopped at 28 villagers, which hurts. We definitely, if we want to field elephants, you need farmers behind it. Lots of farmers. We would also benefit from having our... They're going to go straight up the middle. Amazing. We would also benefit from having double bit axe so that our farms are created more efficiently with having just the increased wood flow. But we need more villagers on this, because if these guys die or get converted... Oh man, this is awesome. They're going to be difficult to replace. So One Will Fam, I've said this a few times, we need to keep building villagers. Don't get idle, look at your food, keep building villagers. Boy, they hit hard. Monk. Got a preliminary wall up over here. From what villager? Please tell me that villager didn't walk all the way back here. We're gonna go straight to the TC. Can they do that? Oh, well, of course they can if the villagers just evacuate the entire base. I mean, we're thinking pikemen. I think in this case, screw the TC, take out the barracks first. That's where your counter unit's gonna come from, or the monastery. Seems like DHR is leaning more on the pikemen than the monastery. I think the monastery is the better choice in the short term, but the spears are going to be required in the long term. But these guys could still do a lot of damage before they need to deal with that. But we're thinking town center, town center, town center is the name of the game. We are starting to get monks, but I unfortunately think that 22 battle elephants is going to be too much to deal with. These pikemen, I don't think these pikemen are going to come out fast enough. Now the question here is going to be, One Will Fam is following the villagers en route. This may have been a misclick, I'm not so sure. Or we're just chasing. Are we just chasing a single villager? Yeah, we are, okay. I'm not sure if these guys are on aggressive or stand ground, but let's start knocking down barracks. Okay, we did cancel the 2 monks. which is interesting. I mean, this is a lot of idle time from, I'm gonna say DHR, just because onewillfam has just stopped building villagers. It's a simple strategy, but it's working. Continue the destruction. This is not enough pikemen to destroy these pachyderms. But they are very slow. This is actually hilarious. Okay. onewillfam, let's not lose focus. Let's keep knocking stuff down. I like transitioning to the monastery. I also am totally okay with killing the houses. You know he just evacuated his entire base, so might as well, right? But we've got to pick a target. This military is walking around standing idle. We're giving our opponent a lot of time to recover. These guys are going forward to hopefully find these evacuating villagers who have now walled themselves in. I'm not sure why these guys are standing idle. I definitely would prefer to see them at least on defensive stance so they could attack buildings. I believe you can attack buildings in defensive stance, I'm not sure. And we're thinking iron casting for the pikemen to deal with the high HP battle elephants. Okay. I like that. We do have a sizable force of pikemen on the field. Admittedly, they are kind of separated up. The castle is a nice touch. I don't know where they got the stone for that. I'm not sure. Where did they get stone from? Market? Okay, this is an aggressive response from DHR. I really like the stone walls, keep this castle covered because the elephants cannot get through it. And we've got, what is it, Kamyuks coming out of that castle? And a whole lot of monks to deal with them. Now that being said, if we're paying attention, these elephants can just go under that castle on the opposing side and be out of range of the monks that are now walled in. "28 villagers is apparently the number to produce 35 battle elephants. But, now the conversions are going to come hard and quick, but if we just pick a target and get through this wall. But the polearm, or the pikemen are here to back them up, but we need to get through here. I'm almost at a loss for words. I'm not entirely sure what to do here in onewillfam's position. If we had a few more villagers, we're in Castle Age, we could consider doing a siege workshop. That could maybe help to deal with these monks. But I think the elephants are actually going to be enough because I don't think we're doing enough damage to kill them. We're just sending them in to get rid of the monks first. But I don't know why. I think these elephants are unfortunately on stand ground or no attack, which is very unfortunate because they could be unleashing absolute bedlam right now, but they're sort of just walking around and standing. I'm not sure what's up with that. But we've got 17 out of 26 in position. We've got reinforcement pachyderms coming. But they need to get in there. They need to start fighting. Now we've got chainmail armor for blue. I don't know if these guys benefit from that. I don't think they do because it's a stable unit. I could be wrong there because elephant units are weird. DHR is being able to keep his shoestring economy moving, which I like a lot. Now the monks are on the move with a mission to convert the elephants. But One Will Fam has not stopped production of these elephants. They have figured out that 28 villagers is the necessary quantity to produce a constant stream of elephants. Alright, let's just destroy this whole base. Let's get rid of that market. Get rid of these barracks. Houses too. Houses are great. And we're getting a relic on top of this. DHR, you are a man of focus. Or a woman. I don't know. You're a person. You're a player of focus. There we go. You're a player of focus. Oh, the villagers are on the move. Now that is actually a pretty dangerous proposition right now. I think this castle has a lot of support, or is providing a lot of support for this area, just from the pressure it creates from the cameos. We are continuing to start knocking down buildings. And we have started building some scouts to find our opponent out of our stables instead of the elephants, and that's very cool to see. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a bigger fan of more villagers, but I will take the wins where we can get them. The scouts to look around and find the enemies and deal with the monks are really cool, but unfortunately we've got pikemen in there, and pikemen counter both of these units. So this is going to be a little tricky. Are we going to mass up our units and send them together at the same time in a sort of two-pronged single-target attack? Because if that's the case, my goodness. Okay, he's going in there to flush out the monks. Doesn't see the monks. And we're back up to 25 elephants. Scouts are on the monk. This is very awkward fighting with these elephants in these tight quarters. The scouts are on these monks. I think that's 2 we've killed so far. There's only 2 remaining. Okay, both militaries seem to have been select all, so that they're walking in unison, which is fine. I like to double click my units to make sure I'm separating them. Villagers are on the move again. I don't know if we've seen anything come out of this archer range. I wonder if we're about to. The scouts are dead. We need to start knocking on these monks. And we've got a corner TC, so buckle up everybody, this one might be a long one. I need to remember to look up the conversion quantities for a DHR to see how many they have. Now, One Will Fam, in this position, you have 2 options. Continue building pachyderms, battle elephants, and sending them forward, which is ultimately fine, you're managing it. Or, consider if we were able to expand our economy, we could be sending in even more units to flush out our opponent. Because right now we need to flush out our opponent. He's kind of dug in underneath that castle with these monks in play. That's going to be very difficult to overcome with the forces that we currently have. We need a more robust army, and in order to build a more robust army, we need a more robust economy. That, or we start castle dropping. Or we start building our own monks to heal our battle elephants. Okay, I like it. We found a military building. We're going to deal with it. DHR is still very much in this game. These Mesoamerican monks are nothing. Or, I said that horrifically because these are not Aztecs, but these Incan monks are insane. And now my cat's clawing on top of me. It's a zoo in my house today. We have converted 8 battle elephants. Okay, we've got some scouts wandering around. Come on, get on the desk. Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying my best. I am, however, swimming in a sea of dogs and cats right now. If you have pets, comment what your pet's name is, what kind of pet it is. Actually, no, don't do that. Don't tell me the pet's name because that's a identity information thing. But tell me if you have a pet and what kind of pet you would want. What's your dream pet? I like that we're continuing to target things. We've got the outpost going. And DHR is not stopping. Like we know monks is the key, and we're building a lot of monks. But we do seem to have an understanding of what kills monks. We've got a lot of idle time over here. I'd like to see some expansion. Unfortunately, DHR, who I think at one point fell down to very nearly 10 villagers, has almost climbed back up to match onewillfam, largely because of onewillfam's own refusal to build more villagers. Got a bell sounded, totally fine in this circumstance. There's nothing else over here. These scouts are dead, but now the battle elephants, they know. We are expanding. These guys are gonna go where? Here to build a mine? One scout got away. Okay. Personally, I think that these battle elephants with the monks should start moving forward into onewillfam's base. I think that would be very hard for onewillfam to stop. Fortunately, though, I think that we've got DHR so frazzled that these monks are thinking only of defense at the moment. We're walling these monks in to defend the monastery. That's kind of amazing. I don't think it's good, but it's a really fun idea. Okay, we are expanding to more gold. Think of what we could do with more villagers. We are sending in the boys to deal with that pesky corner TC. .88 speed. Monks are 0.7. And Kamyuks are 1. Pikemen are 1. Okay, so pikemen and Kamyuks can outrun elephants. Elephants can outrun monks. Good to know. This is the cast of our Coyote and Roadrunner game that we have going on here. Like the follow-up TC, DHR had a plan initially. The plan was interrupted by an army of elephants, and DHR has changed plans and is maintaining the new plan. Big fan of it. Lots to appreciate from this game. Now that we've resumed gold production, are we going to continue streaming in elephants? Because we've got heaps of food. This TC is dead. The villagers are evacuating. Where will they go next? Interestingly, I know that I just said that DHR should be considering being aggressive with their monks, but I think onewillfam is managing to keep DHR off base just enough with the constant roving elephants to kind of make them hesitate. But I do think that we need to start killing these houses. Anything that's red that you see, just start knocking it down. Anything and everything. Okay. Got more of the monasteries. But red is very nearly out of gold. We are thinking of starting to move in. Perhaps this is a counterattack moment to defend these remaining villagers. There are only 15 left. We are backing off, though. Or perhaps that was just an awkward regroup. Okay, we're thinking we need to take out the rest of this base, which I think is good. Get rid of the blacksmith, the marketplace, that's a good start. But these monks, oh, these monks, 11 of them. With the other 2 on guard duty. I wonder if that was intentional. Okay. Thunk, 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 thunk. Now, all production at the base of onewillfam has ceased. The scouts are still mobile. We're aware of this continued defensive position. Are these guys just on patrol? The monks have not shown up yet. I think these guys are just on patrol. No, okay. They're not. They're just having a look at it. I wonder if onewillfam is going to run into the battalion of monks. Is that DHR's spawn scout? No way, right? There's got to be a stable somewhere. I don't think so. Wild. I think that is his starting scout. Alright, he sees the monks. Gonna probably kill 1 monk. Okay, onewillfam, you have heaps of food. Let's build 4 or 5 stables and build an army of scouts. That is your answer to this religious wall of faith-hurling Incan monks. But no, the order of the day is more elephants, and I respect it. I'm a big fan of cool unit plays. You get a cool unit, you build a cool unit. Look at these guys. They're cool. Take up the same amount of space as militia in a transporter ship, because this game is silly. More monks. More elephants. I'm curious why onewillfam decided to extend this way instead of to the gold right next to their base. Now, I am very aware that red has stone miners now, so I think perhaps a castle drop is the plan. And I could see that working out for them very well, but I think we need to make sure these elephants are in the wrong position for that to happen. Oh my god, this is nuts. We're disciplined. We're only converting with 1 monk at a time. We're retreating. We're building 2 more scouts. That's it. Don't need more scouts, just 2. About 12 more scouts. So, okay, we're building more scouts. Okay, okay. I can't wait to see these elephants go all the way down here, all the way around, and then back to underneath this castle. I don't know if onewillfam understands that these elephants could just stand under the castle. And I think with these numbers, they could destroy this castle before these monks could even come into play. Now, this might be a very long what is this? Okay. We've got our own scouts from red to deal with the blue scouts. It's gonna be a very long fight if this is how this is gonna go. 6 scouts. Once again, One Will Fam, think about what you could do with more stables. I like that we're keeping these guys in the center, so that, and if I remember correctly, in Bypass, isn't this? No, I'm thinking of a different map. I thought this was visible to everybody. I like that we're keeping these guys in the center. It keeps them responsive. We've got a melee increase coming in for the stable units, including the elephant on the field, as well as the scouts that we're producing. And we are starting to finally, at 1 hour of gameplay, move past 28 villagers. Thank you, One Will Fam. I knew you had it in you. We're definitely thinking. Big fan of this. This is a very awkward position that I think One Will Fam has put themselves into. A siege workshop. Good, good, good. Big fan. I would love to see a monastery to start healing up these elephants, and maybe even try to get some sneaky conversions on these monks. Light cavalry upgrades, good to see. We don't get bloodlines. I think maybe we saw husbandry somewhere. A second castle, okay. I'm very curious about this stone wall setup to defend this battalion of guys. Running the market. What do we need more gold for? Is it just to keep up production? To go to Imp! What are we getting in Imp? Hussar? Elite Battle Elephant? If I see Elite Battle Elephant, I'm gonna make fun of Dennis for missing this game forever. Alright. Wait. No! Did One Will Fam tease me by building 4 villagers and then stop to make Imp? I think that happened. Okay, I'm disappointed. I got excited for a second, thinking we were going to see some expansion of economy to support our plan of fill the world with elephants. We're sending 1 scout forward. I wonder what DHR's reaction is to seeing that message on the game. I'm very curious to know. And we're getting the... What? What are we getting with... What are we getting with Imperial Age? They do get gunpowder, they get bombard cannons, so that could be very useful here. Maybe that's what the siege workshop is for, but we don't have a university yet. We have a monastery, but we don't have any monks. Wouldn't mind monks. We're building a lot of gold units. We've got some cameo action from the villagers that I did not see because I was idle, but the scouts are coming in to deal with them. Now, I think cameos are pretty good against light cav, but we've got very good numbers here. And very upgraded scouts, or at least as upgraded as Malay scouts can get. And now we're seeing villagers. I love it. If we don't... I want to see 50 villagers. We can do it. I believe in you. We hate this mill. It's been here forever. We've got 16 monks on the field for DHR. We are also starting to progress our economy, although I think we walled some of our own villagers in. Is that a second town center? What is this? Okay, One Will Fam, now that you're building a second town center, I can bully you because of your town centers. We want to put this town center on a resource. Preferably wood and something else if applicable. There's an excellent place for a town center on this map. It's right over here. Put it right here in between these 2 golds, or right up against this gold and right up against this one in front of this gate. Perfect. Perfect spot. Or even right over here in our opponent's base. That would be another excellent spot. This town center, it's not perfect, but it exists, and hopefully we're going to see some villagers come out of it. So I'm very excited to see that. However, our wood economy is hemorrhaging because we do not have double bid axe. DHR has kindly added a gate to his stone wall. There's troops. Okay, okay. I like it. Now what we need to do is we need to try... Oh my gosh, he did it. He transitioned... Well, he didn't transition. He just hit Q 1,000 times. So I guess me mentioning that in every video has paid off. Good job, onewillfam. DHR, what do we got? How's our villager count doing? 39. Very good. We're seeing villagers, people. This is what I wanted. This is all I wanted. This is a great game. We got monks. I cannot wait to look at how many conversions we got. We got a lot of market play going on over here in the blue player. What do we think? Do we think a castle? This is the bravest scout of all time. If I'm turning a corner and I see 48 men on elephants holding spears, turning to look at me and moving in unison, I would change colors of my team very quickly. Under no circumstances would that scout still be in my army, because he would be afraid. Now, this is great to see. However, as I mentioned, we would want to put our town center right up on a resource, so a lumber camp eventually would be preferred. It's just going to open up your economy to move that much more quickly. Over here as well, just a second wood camp right up on the wood line. It's amazing how much efficiency you lose by having these long walks in between each cut. We are thinking stone. I don't know if the market play was very necessary, but I like it. We've got a plan and we're executing it. We're also actually doing some pretty heavy eco-balancing now. Wonder what the fate of these villagers is going to be. My stomach says that it's probably going to be mostly woodcutters, and then eventually we will transition them into farmers. But really, I think we need probably a giant host, equal parts battle elephants and equal parts light cavalry. So, we don't get SR. Okay, no, that's fine. We do get elite battle elephant. I'm shocked that that hasn't been clicked yet. We're getting more stone. We can now afford a castle. Where's that castle going to go? I can't wait to see onewillfam click his entire villager populace to go build a castle somewhere. Okay, we've stopped the villagers that were stone mining. We're moving in with the boys. We hate this wall. What even comes out of this castle? Trebs? This is such a silly game. I love it. Thank you both. DHR has crossed the threshold. We've seen 51 villagers and 20 monks. All right, villagers are on the move. Castle in the middle of Red's base, covering the gold. Beautiful. We've cleared. I love the elephants clearing the palisade walls for the villagers to cover the build of this castle, which admittedly Red cannot see. This is really cool to see. I wonder if we're going to see these castles then transition to build a mine under this castle. It'd be really cool. We still got to figure out how to deal with this. We did build a siege workshop, but we haven't seen any activity out of it. I wonder what the call there is. Mangonels, maybe? I don't know if Inks get, what's the tech? Redemption. Let's see. Redemption. Yes, they do. But does DHR know that? Does onewillfam know that? Onewillfam has crossed 50 villagers. I'm here for it. He's doing it. Red has managed to click Imperial Age. Alright. And we are slowly but surely walling out this corner of the base again. We've got karambits coming out. What is a karambit good for? I'm not familiar with this stuff. Karambit. Cheap infantry, 0.5 population space. Okay. So we can spam them forever. Strong when mass only occupies 0.5. Weak versus cavalry. Okay. Maybe these are the guys that deal with the monks. I think that onewillfam went into this game going, I want to make the units that I think are cool. and I'm gonna build the units that I think are cool, and I'm okay with that. That is a plan of attack that I fully support. I wish the units that we thought were cool were also bombard cannons. I think those would help a lot in this situation, since the Incas do not get bombard cannons. It's a dedicated advantage that the Malay have over them. So definitely something to think about when you're looking at your civs. If you have a civ advantage like gunpowder that you know your opponent does not have access to, always worth thinking about. I can't believe it. onewillfam is continuing villager production. Are we differentiating? No, we're not. That's okay. Baby steps. Now, DHR is getting a little cozy up in this base. But that being said, he's also only in this base. We are slowly running out of resources. We have claimed this gold, which is good. I don't like how it was claimed, but it is claimed. We could easily put a castle on here to defend both of these golds, actually. I wonder if onewillfam will have the wherewithal to take care of that. We have transitioned to this new gold, like that. And we're getting elite battle elephant. Amazing. We built 6 karambits, decided that's enough. I think the problem here is food. I think we need probably 2 or 3 times as many farms at this point. We've got the wood for it, certainly. Let's pull some of these woodcutters off of here, build some farms on this side. Now I don't know if, DHR cannot see that town center. We've got a 3rd town center coming up for DHR. Oh, now these guys look even cooler. Think of fabric shields. Isn't that for... I'm learning so much about the civilization. Eagles, cameos, and stingers. Okay. Alright. This is not how I expected this assault to begin. Ooh. Ooh, that's tricksy. Are we actively trying to move the monks out of position? That would be very cool. Conscription, handcart. Trebs. No? No Trebs. Aha! Trebs! I've called them into existence. onewillfam and I are functioning on the same wavelength. I'm gonna start thinking bombard cannons. Sorry, I'll start thinking university first. Now, the Trebs are actually a very interesting idea, because what the Trebs allow you to do, and again, I think bombard cannons would be better suited for this, is they allow you to destroy this wall so that the army has to come forward to deal with the Trebs. You can also just take pop shots at the monks until they leave. And we're building more elephants. Oh my goodness. I like the scouts over here just being annoying. Big fan of that. DHR is building another defensive castle. DHR is very much, okay, you want to make this game silly? We're going to make this silly. I'm going to boom it out until I have so many resources. It doesn't matter if you attack me. Scouts are in a different position. The Trebs are starting their assault on the walls. I like that we're next to the villagers so that we can defend them. Now this is dangerous. They can get hit by damage, I believe. I think Trebs can do damage on enemy units. Maybe that's only mangonels, I'm not sure. Pull back, pull back. Yeah, there we go. This kid is a tactical wunderkind. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that little awkward pause moment there. We are still kind of in this stalemate. My family had come home, and we're trying to figure out what needs to happen, since I did not expect this game to go for 85 minutes in game 2. which is not a problem. I'm all for it. This is do or die, and we're seeing heaps of archery ranges from our blue player, and a castle. We're keeping that gold. He knows, because I've invested heaps of gold into this. Are we thinking of the university somewhere? We're going crossbowmen. What are we doing here, One Will Fam? Onager from our red player. That's gnarly. Gnarly. Big fan of that. Where is this siege workshop? Siege workshop's back here, okay. We've already got a couple of onagers somewhere. Oh no, we don't. Mangonels, rather. Okay, now we've teched into archers, we've teched into archer armor. I like all of this. I'm a little worried about these mangonels. Oh, I didn't even notice the scouts running. I'm terrible at this game. Red is thinking of the university. For what the fuck? We're going all the way up to our Arbalester, like immediately, before we even see a single crossbowman, and we've clicked the Q button a lot. I'm a big fan of Arbalists. I'm not entirely sure what they do for us against this info, unless it's just to mass up and slaughter these monks. But I think the Onagers is a great play from our red player. I'm a little scared if I'm wondering if DHR is going to try and fight it out over here, or if he's going to try and sneak around over here. Either way would be pretty devastating. We're grouping. Where these guys coming? We're coming back for this gold. Okay. Where are the archers heading? Now, unfortunately, though, in this situation, while DHR does sit upon a throne made of resources, and One Will Fam has done a very good job, and we've got a university! Let's do it! Let's get some bombard cannons going. Trebs are on the move. Arbalists are here to help. Now the Arbalists do have a very long way to go. But that's okay, because there's 6, and DHR is walling behind this. I wouldn't reveal the Arbalists just yet. Keeping them out of sight. Heaps of units. This is beautiful, One Will Fam. We can work on doing this before the end of the game, but you did notice that you had a ton of resources and you figured out a way to spend it down. That's really cool to see. But we need to get moving in some way. Okay, Kravitz are in. We've got an idea of what our military has. Are they going to run out and pull these guys out to get the Arbalists in? I love this. Oh! One Will Fam is patient. Now we know that there's Arbalists here. When do the Onagers start moving forward? Castle on the wall! It's gonna take forever. The elephants are in. The Arbalists are backing them up. The monks are kind of out of position. But there's so many of them. The elephants don't care. They've got the archers to back them up. They're moving forward. They're taking out the monks. We've queued up 10 more monks to deal with this issue. Alright, now what? Now what's the plan, One Will Fam? What about you, DHR? We've got cameos. I love the Onagers, but what are they doing? They're cutting. Okay. Now I will say, onewillfam historically has been a little slow to react. We're not even sure if they know they can onager cut. Dennis would have figured this out right away, by the way. I'm slow. Okay, we now have revealed ourselves. What is the play? You've got heaps of resources in a market. You sell everything to build a castle. Realistically, these onagers could be ignored for a minute. We've seen a lot of market play from onewillfam so far in this game, and we're thinking eagles out of these barracks to stream into the base now that the onagers have cut. This is actually a very, very well done attack from DHR, but I'm a little nervous that it might be a little too late, because the army of elephants is coming. Now, onewillfam has naturally walled this off. I don't think it's entirely walled off, but they did sort of do that automatically at the start of the game. I don't think it was with this intent in mind. Still got monks trying to convert everything in sight. Red is in the base, but there's so much blue army in Red's base. I do not know if this is gonna do it. Yeah, sure. Alright, sorry about all the pauses again, guys. I've got family, I've got pets over, everything's insane right now. I can't call this. This is a lot of devastation in Blue's base at the hands of Red, but this is a lot more devastation in Red's base at the hands of Blue. I think we need to recall these onagers back and start putting them on the defensive. Because unfortunately, DHR does not know about onewillfam's expansion. And unlike before, these elephants are attacking things. I'm still not sure what was up with that. We need to kill this monastery quickly. The walls are not important here at onewillfam. We can just kill the W's. Oh, no, yeah, we've already broken in. There we go, dead. Monastery from DHR. Have we recalled the onagers? Nope, the onagers are taking out the houses, which is good play, but unfortunately, onewillfam has supplemented his housing with castles. We've got more monasteries and a market on the back end. Well, DHR's got a plan. I think this is too much, though. I think that the idea to onager cut was a good one, but I think it needed to happen a little while ago. Maybe a little overinvestment in the monks. Castle on the face. The elephants are dying. We've got ballistics coming in for the arbalisters. Do we have... Where are the arbalisters? All 32 of them? Okay. Oh, we've got some over here. Okay. Villagers coming forward to build the castle reinforced. We've got... sorry, the cacophony of dogs is non-stoppable, unfortunately. We've got battle elephants on these supplementary buildings over here. Now, this was a great attack from DHR. I don't want to discount this, but I think we needed to keep building onagers on top of this and use them in defense against the elephants. I'm not sure what the actual damage output is for an onager against an elephant, but I can't imagine having 10 or so of them would hurt. We have reduced our opponent to 22 villagers. We're getting chemistry, so maybe we're thinking to help out our trebs. I would say perhaps bombard cannon, but we are actually out of siege workshops courtesy of this attack with DHR. Okay, now what, onewillfam? Yeah, we must kill all monasteries. This is becoming a recurring problem. Mark it for blue. Now, either onewillfam has some serious tunnel vision, which, given what I know about them, that's totally acceptable. I get tunnel vision all the time. We knew this happened. I hope. And now DHR has moved over here. DHR is an absolute cockroach, and I mean that as a term of endearment. But we know this is it. This is the game we have to win in order to knock onewillfam out. Trebs are in motion. Villagers are in motion. Does onewillfam know about spies, I wonder? Oh, perhaps that's the idea here. We're thinking more castles. Castles for pop space, maybe? No, we're not in danger. Now, ooh, oh, this is going to be a very, very dangerous castle. Oh, no. Oh, this could be it for onewillfam. I'm curious if these guys were told to attack move, or if they're... Are they gonna walk past this? Okay. I think it's too late. Okay, no, we deleted it. Doubt Castle. Is it a Doubt Castle if it's your 6th? Big fan of the banter. Love that. More monasteries. All elephants must be made into red elephants. Now these cameos are a problem, but our arbalisters, if they were in the right position, could deal with that problem fairly easily. Onewillfam has decided I will build a castle on my own face with 1 villager. Where are these remaining villagers? Over here? Yeah, okay. Alright, now we need to, yep, gather him up, send him forward. We know he's in the sides. Oh, we're sending him over here? Okay. That's fine. I'm not sure... So DHR has heaps of resources, but we need to use them. We've got wood, we've got gold. We can keep making onagers, we can keep making pikemen, we can keep making monks, but we need to build a force to deal with onewillfams, because letting them just wander is rough. As to onewillfam, we need to start rebuilding our villagers back up, which we are. That's good to see. And we need, I really do think bombard cannons will help here a lot. Just something mobile that can deal with these onagers. I would like to see some more trebs if we're not going to do bombard cannon. It's going to take forever for these units to become relevant, unfortunately. We are hitting the TC. That is actually onewillfam's final TC. With the amount of hanging on with this game, I'm a little nervous that I've recorded game 3 instead of game 2. More drafts. Because I sure didn't, and I've been working under some assumptions this whole time. We're gonna micro these archers? Doesn't have to. Don't have to. Amazing. Alright, now what? Gotta take out the remaining locations. There are 11 monks on the field. I like to think, because of the wunderkind age of... Okay, and we're back. I actually ran out of disk space because this is taking so long, and I've been bad about deleting older videos. So, sorry Dennis, you're gonna have some cleaning up to do on this one for sure. But that's okay, I don't think he's gonna mind watching this all the way through. Now, as I was saying, because onewillfam is the wunderkind, and I definitely like the image of them having, like, another screen with notes or build orders or something, but I wonder if those notes include what to do when your opponent refuses to die to your 21 battle elephants. We're getting every single monk tuck we can. Another TC. We know we need to get back in the game with more villagers. Big fan. I will say I am sorry about the botch recording. I thought I could do it solo, but turns out Dennis is the calming professional presence that I need. We are almost out of gold. There's 1 gold left on this map. We are moving that way. Okay, blue has found the enemy base. Both of these players are holding on by a thread, but we've got 43 villagers. Where did those trebs go? They still... okay, they're coming. And we found the other base. We killed the monk first, that's cool. Yeah, I do like that we've transitioned with the town center, but let's keep climbing that eco. Let's start building some more villagers, because then when we build villagers, we can reinforce the elephants that we need. Got a red trebuchet. A lone red trebuchet. Another castle. Where? Who's building this castle? Amazing. Now, unfortunately, sitting atop these trebuchets is a bunch of arbalists, so let's get them mobilized. This is brilliantly executed by onewillfam. Is this it? A little micro. A little bit of some patrol micro there, I think. Really cool to see. GG from DHR. Amazing. Let's wait till we see the screen. onewillfam wins it. On bypass, almost 2 hours, with 112 elephants created and 65 monks created for DHR. Absolutely phenomenal game, you guys. Let's see. Where do I see conversions? 39. Wow, that took it out of me so hard I can't talk. 39 conversions. Incredible. Okay, here's my critiques and my notes, because I've got to go, and then I will record the third game after this. onewillfam, this was an amazing game to watch. slow timings for things, we can always tweak up and speed up. That's okay. The execution is what matters, and we definitely executed here. You had a plan. It was to build a ton of elephants, but when that plan wasn't working, you started to think outside of the box you've created for yourself, and that was amazing to see. We saw scout cavalry to deal with the monk problem. We started thinking, okay, I've got to get up to imp so that I can build trebs so that I can deal with this annoying wall with monks behind it. Amazing to see. Then when we realized that the scouts were outnumbered and that it wasn't going to work, we thought Arbalest, and that was the key. We needed to be able to support our elephants so that our elephants could do our job. There's definitely aspects of this game that we can tighten up, but the execution was so good, I don't have much to say on that regard. You had a plan, you stuck with it. There's a multitude of tiny little things that you can tweak on this, but off the top of my head, you did eventually execute all of them. So that's really cool to see. We kept building villagers. We were thinking and transitioning to different strategies. Great to see. All around, really well done. DHR, you had a plan. Your plan got disrupted, and you switched to a different plan to deal with that plan. Or to deal with your opponent. I really like it. I like the cockroach play. I like moving around and keeping focused. I think that you idled a little too long. Maybe it took a little time once we got into imp to think about the onager cutting situation, but I have to think to myself, you are playing as the Incas. You've got access to Kameyuks out of your castles and Eagle Warriors out of your barracks. I think if we had maybe considered going the Eagle Warrior route and done some raiding and backed them up with those monks on the offensive instead of sitting idle on the defensive, I think this maybe could have gone a different way. Both players, excellent game. I can't wait for game 3. Dennis, I'm sorry for the editing you're going to have to do on this one, but it's been a little awkward. Fortunately, I think the game's long enough and has enough slow parts that we'll be able to get through it. Other than that, this has been game 2. I'm going to pause, disconnect, and we'll be back for game 3 later. 1, 2, 3, play. And we're back, and I may sound a little different because it's a little bit later. I got some stuff in order, went grocery shopping, and we're back. Anyway, this is game 3 between DHR in the red as Koreans, one of my favorite civs. Thank you, Dennis, for putting me onto them. And onewillfam as the Berbers, which I believe is another one of the Indian civs. Will we see more elephants? Will we see 2 hours more elephants? I hope not. No, last game was amazing. I was a little bit scuffed on my end, so I apologize for that. And this is it. This is the one who takes the set. We're on Mudflow, DHR's home map. He picked Korean, so I think he had a plan here. Maybe we'll see some. Okay, I'm gonna make a wager against nothing. I want to see elephants take out a turtle ship. That's my gauntlet. I'm gonna feel like a fool if the Berbers don't get elephants. I'm pretty sure they do. I think they are one of those civs. Yes. Tentative? No, they don't. Huh. Do you get... Okay, I must have them mixed up with a different civ. I don't know what region Berbers... Well, I'm at a loss, so I won't get that. So, bad wager. Okay, I don't hate this lumber camp. It's kind of in a position where you're going to be naturally being much more efficient, more inefficient more quickly, but it's not the worst. It's definitely better than, like, say, if we put it in between these. This is not bad. Good boar pull. Really good boar pull. I don't even think... Didn't even get hit. Well done. DHR's already got one done, I think. Oh no, we just have a buffalo slaughter. Let's see. So I think we're gonna see some demo ships. I think we might see some tower plays. We're obviously not gonna see elephants because I don't know what I'm talking about. Alright, onewillfam. The mill placement is fine, but put it over here beside these 3 berry bushes right up on it, and you'll find that your villagers work just a little bit faster. I'm going to take a second. We're going to look at the Berbers just so I get an idea of them, because I don't know anything about them. Cavalry and naval, villagers move faster, stable units cost less, ships move faster, camel archer. Oh, they're a camel civ. Okay. Oh, they get the Genitor. Okay. Okay. Casbah. Okay, they're camels, not elephants. Got it. Okay. I'm tracking. I understand now. Am I getting them mixed up with the Burmese, maybe? Might be it. Look, if you look up my profile, I've played like 4,000 games as the Byzantines. I don't really branch out. Okay, definitely a dirty boar pole there. But it worked. I like that we're prioritizing the fish. Blue is not prioritizing fish. Now, it's very popular, or very possible that maybe he hasn't played this map. And we don't know about the fish. It's right there, and it feels obvious to everybody, but if you're not looking for it and you're not expecting it, maybe you're not thinking about it. Given that he's on berries already, I'm going to hazard a guess that he has not seen the fish. And this is a lot of food right here. That being said, idle TC time for both is under a minute. Very good. Under 20 seconds for DHR. Very good. DHR pulling off a whopping 39 conversions in our last game, so not afraid of monks. Very cool to see. DHR's clicked. Onewillfam should be right behind him. Not quite. There we go. Oh no! Okay, more villagers. Now this is something I've noticed a couple times. Onewillfam seems to be all about the 22 feudal age, which seems fine. It is a little odd to see it when we already have the 500 to get feudal age, but that might just be my bias talking, because I'm pretty much a firm 19 villagers feudal age. We got some walls coming up from our red player. Palisade wall, okay. Want to hem our opponent in, keep them off of the stone. We are Korean, so we can get that stone very quickly. I'm wondering if this is the makings of a tower rush. It'd be a bit of an awkward tower rush, but or just perhaps we want map control with docks. But we don't have a dock yet. Okay, blue has clicked. Still don't have loom for either player, I don't think. Feudal for red. What do you think? We got the barracks on time. I like that. Nature attacks. No barracks for blue, so that's definitely making me a little nervous. We do have this scout active. It's hard to tell if it's on auto scout or not. If it is, that's fine. It's just more worrisome that we may not notice this. Dock behind this, just like the last two games, DHR is going into this with a plan. Got a little bit of idle time over here with the miner. Okay, we are getting onto the fish. That's good to see. And we're splitting up our villagers. I think it might be faster, but it might be irrelevant because they're standing so close. I don't know if it would help. Okay, Scout is going to see this odd wall up from DHR. Excuse me. Oh, my allergies just hit me like a freight train all of a sudden. What's coming out the dock? We got some spearmen early from DHR. I have nothing wrong with that. We've got a barracks. You don't know what your opponent's up to. You see a scout, make a couple spearmen. I'm not entirely sure I understand this wall up. I kind of like it. It feels... What is this nonsense? Okay. Got our eco upgrades for blue, none for red yet. Armor upgrade with archers automatically for the Koreans. So we are going archers. And we're thinking open, so that's what the spearmen are doing. Okay. Now it's very interesting to move your woodcutters up to here after confirming this oddity of a map control for red, but I don't hate it. It controls the center. It's a giant obstacle, so our player has to move around. Our blue player has to move around. Now there is stone on the sides. I would like to see onewillfam develop in this area, I think, or over here, and kind of guard that other stone. Market blacksmith, okay. Onewillfam, if you're going to do a fast cast strategy on this, advice from a non-professional, I think that perhaps considering trying to wall up, or at the very least getting some extra wood, perhaps building a barracks just to have a few spearmen just in case of a scout rush. Because the spearmen are coming. These are offensive spearmen. We've got a barracks on the way. Now, villagers can fight spearmen. They can also build a tower, which would be helpful to an extent. We are pulling them all off of the field. We're idling 16 villagers to do this. Okay, so we garrisoned into the TC, but we didn't ring the bell. That's actually not that bad. It's a lot of idle time, but it did protect our villagers, but we didn't completely stall our economy. We might as well have, because we grabbed every villager except for a gold mine, but still, it shows a level of maturity to avoid ringing the bell. I'm not entirely sure I understand the spearman play. I like that we're renegotiating. Okay, we were, briefly. Yeah, I was gonna say, we've seen blue villagers fight before on the Persian douche play on evacuation, so we know these guys can box. And they're doing it. Successfully. There are more of them than there are of you. And that did not work out for red, although this is heaps of idle time in the eco for our red player, or for our blue player. Now on the back end of this, we did follow up with some skirmishers. Korean skirmishers are gnarly because they get those free armor upgrades. Now I gotta say, I actually like onewillfam's defense there. Was it perfect? No. Was it clean? No. We pulled them all back. We got them to safety. We got up to Castle Age. We did our follow-up first. We established what our follow-up was. Our follow-up is getting to Castle Age. And then we came back with our villagers, and we fought them off. Is it perfect? Not at all. But it was effective. It did succeed in getting those spearmen out of there. I would like a secondary follow-up of filling in this gap. We are following it up with our own military buildings, which is nice to see. I'm not too big a fan of this clustered building concept. I'd rather see this stretched out towards the makings of a wall. But we are in Castle Age well before our opponent. What are we going to do with that information? We're thinking Genitors. Okay. Now, Genitors are a cool unit. Dennis and I have discussed this. However, I'm not sure how powerful they're going to be against pre-armored Korean skirmishers and archers. We are pulling our villagers back, preemptively seeing the skirmishers. That's cool to see. Oh, or not. Perhaps that was a misclick. We do have a stable coming up. I'd love to see a scout come out of it to help defend against these skirmishers. Now we've got skirmishers on horseback versus skirmishers on foot. Genitors do seem pretty strong, but they are targeting the spearmen, which is awesome to see, actually. And we're microing, and we're microing. Look at this. What is this? What is this? Oh my goodness. I'm getting out microed by someone 22 years younger than me. Devastated. Absolutely devastated. Well done, One Will Fam. That was cool to see. And we're building knights on top of it. The Wunderkind is cooking. Meanwhile, back at the red base, we are hurling our villagers at stone, so I wonder what's coming up. It could be a castle drop, I think that's most likely. It could be Korean tower spam, both of which I think would be equally well done by DHR. Yeah, it's a castle drop, okay. Castle drop on the hill in between the woodline and the farms. We're getting our skirmishers in position. Now, we've got some knights on the way for One Will Fam. This could prevent this. That is a lot of villagers, though. We've got to make more knights. Get those janitors in position. And we've abandoned the castle drop. Now, One Will Fam didn't know that castle drop was en route, but that's a lot of idle time for 17 villagers that we just caused as a result of that awareness. That's good to see. We're getting eco upgrades on top of this. This looks like One Will Fam's game. We're a little behind on the villagers because we stopped building villagers. One Will Fam, I've seen you hit, I want to say 70, 80 villagers last game. We know you can do it. DHR, you too, over here with Theater 33. You're housed. Okay. Acceptable to stop building villagers when you're housed. Now, the knights are going in. This is awesome. May have been a 421 player when we looked him up, but he's not playing like it now. This is cool to see. Now you gotta remember that the TC usually doesn't have a lot of farmers around it, which means it's actually very easy to destroy because there's no way it can fire arrows. Okay. Now we gotta be mindful of that dock that we're standing next to because a demo ship could be en route. Now we know that One Will Fam. Okay, now this was a great play by DHR. We waited until the knights counterattacked, and now we're walling up our castle to build it. Except there's a farm in the way. Okay, that was kind of funny. I've never seen that before. This is taking a moment. One Will Fam can see all this, but let's see how One Will Fam handles a castle on their face. Now, these knights are getting some free eco kills, but I don't know if that's going to matter. One Will Fam might have a little bit of tunnel vision here. This is an absolutely devastatingly all-in castle drop. Okay, we're pulling the villagers back. It's okay, it's hard to think with a castle on your face. And we're even going to go so far as to steal the farms. This is really well done by DHR. Really good bait and switch play by waiting for the knights to come in so that you can move in to take that spot. What One Will Fam needed to do here was we needed to make sure that when we either sent enough knights forward to... enough knights forward in order to give our opponent something they couldn't ignore, or leave some knights at home to ensure that they can, in fact, deal with this. War wagons are out, and they are going to take out these knights. It's going to be slow going, but they are tough units, these war wagons. Okay, One Will Fam is in a thinking position right now. Okay. Now, One Will Fam, a piece of advice from Dennis to me to you. If you take the time to delete these farms, your villagers will stop trying to farm them and stop dying to the castle. It'll also prevent your opponent from benefiting from the siege tower. Now, DHR backing this up with towers is very good to see. And onewillfam is thinking we need to get a set of stone for ourselves. Build a counter castle. onewillfam is actually very close to getting up to Imperial Age in terms of resources. The problem is they don't have gold, but there is some right here. And this TC does not range the tower, or this castle does not range the town center, which is very good. And we're still benefiting from this lumber camp we built in the beginning of the game. This is actually a pretty sizable defense from onewillfam. It's not perfect, and there was definitely a long period of time where it wasn't anything. But oh, he's starting to delete the farms. Cool. Is that a turtle ship? Okay. I'm not entirely sure I understand the purpose of the turtle ship at this moment. It is, however, a cool unit. I'm a big fan of cool units. Okay, now, here's the problem with this. This is a very aggressive castle. I don't hate it, but I think a more conservative castle would have done better. If we hop a few guys in that town center, the arrows can contribute. Climb in. Saboteurs? Or I'm sorry, petards. Maybe a mangonel. Okay. And we're thinking of mangonel, okay. I'd like to see 2 if possible. We have completed the mangonel. I'm not sure how effective a mangonel is against the war wagon, because if I remember correctly, these are technically cavalry archers. So I imagine it's effective, but I know they have a lot of armor and health. Now, I think that this execution by DHR lacked a follow-through. I think what we needed to do was keep encircling the space with towers. Korean towers are an absolute nightmare. Them upgrading to keep automatically in Imperial Age is just nuts. Okay, it seems decent. Okay, it's really good actually. It is, however, dead, but villagers are fighting. We're entering Never Say Die mode. We're thinking petards for DHR. It's not looking good for the Wunderkind. Knights, okay. Now, knights are pretty good against these things, if I remember correctly, especially in mass. But I don't know if we have time for mass. Now, knights and a mangonel would be pretty cool. Petards is a nice touch, though. I respect it. What is the Berber unique unit? Oh, right, Camel Archer, okay. I'm thinking a second stable to build more knights, okay. Now behind all this, sorry, I've been really focused on the action here. We've got a siege workshop coming up for DHR. We are moving to New Stone. Got a monastery grabbing relics over here. That's good to see. We're branching out. We're building farms. We're doing expansions. We are doing them slowly because we stopped at 28 villagers. I really do think that the killing blow here would be Korean towers. And maybe ramping up to Imperial Age to really put the pressure on. Alright, now the castle is down, thanks to the petards that I missed. And unfortunately, once this castle is down, these knights have no secondary defenses. But they can definitely take out some of these war wagons. Or battle carts, because they only have 2 wheels. Wagons have 4 wheels. Okay. Alright. Alright, Red has realized that eco upgrades are helpful. This castle is still up. Oof. Guys, if you're making me go through another 2-hour game, it's not that I'm going to be upset. It's more that I'm going to be impressed, because I'm not really sure where onewillfam goes from here. Not so sure about the battering ram. This is the last castle. It will survive. Alright. We've held this position long enough, onewillfam. We need to start thinking about what can we do. Consider getting stone until we can build a second TC over here in the corner, perhaps? Or on this stone over here. Alright, we're down to 9 villagers. I think now is the end of this castle. I like the turtle ship. It's doing its best. Hanging out. Supervising. That's a management turtle ship. DHR is... It's hard to call this expanding because we're not building more villagers, but we are thinking about like more economical options. Again, I really do think that with this much stone we could consider starting to throw up towers and just letting them do the work. Korean towers are insane. Okay, the castle has finally fallen. onewillfam has decided that now that the castle has fallen. It is time to GG. Okay, that was not nearly as exciting as Game 2, full disclosure, and I'm a little tired, so that might show. That being said, this was an excellently executed castle drop. We had this defended middle position covering the central stone location. And like I said, DHR has come into every single game in this set with a plan. And when that plan was upset by onewillfam, DHR developed a new plan. That plan did not work out in Game 2, but it still clearly shows that DHR has very good knowledge of this game, and it shows given that they have the second most matches played in the bracket with over 60. Great set, great game, excellent win. onewillfam, I think in this position we needed to evacuate this position, maybe sneak off to the side, cover our tracks, maybe continue build knights and stuff out of here, but start moving over here this way. Or not cover our tracks, cover our defense. I think the bait and switch was a trap that you fell for. There's not a lot you can do with that. Scouting is really the only thing. Building up a larger mass of knights, and then just slowly establishing map control. When you see this wall up, you should be concerned. Something fishy is going on in there. Now I can't actually roll back, and I didn't think to look beforehand, but it does look like onewillfam did know there was stone here at some point. So just maybe a little bit of game knowledge could have helped there. As to the attack, this is not where I would have put this castle. I would have put this castle on this hill over here, and then reinforced it with the mangonels to deal with the war wagons or the knights. The knights would have been fine. And then, honestly, just kind of expand over here, ramp up some food, ramp up some gold, get to Imperial Age, and try and force a trebuchet war under the pretense that this much aggression from your opponent would slow them down to the point where they're never getting out of Castle Age. That being said, the bait and switch was a very good trap, and you fell for it. Don't feel bad for falling for it. It was a good trap. Well done, DHR. This was a great set from both of you, but DHR takes it. And I think that's all I've got to say on this set. Sorry about the scuff earlier, and the dogs. I'm sure that was annoying to some of you. This is Scratch, and this has been DHR versus onewillfam for Hidden Community Cup, Jean Bureau bracket, group stage. DHR takes it 2-1. Everybody have a good night.